In recent news, Denims accuses Destiny of threatening to share illegal recordings that were allegedly recorded without her consent. She made these allegations during a Twitch broadcast a few days ago, but the clips began going viral on social media on sites like Reddit and Twitter X yesterday. These allegations come days after content creator Cherry filed an alleged police report accusing Destiny of recording their intimate moments without her consent, and then sharing the said recordings with other people. Here is Denims coming forward about Destiny.
So still he has so many victims, and he has done this same shtick over and over and over again, where he reaches out, or other women reach out to him who are 18 or 19 or 20, and he does the same song and dance where he tries to use and abuse them and then discard them when it's no longer relevant or useful for him. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of not having had sex with him. And after that point, he decided to just do a full smear campaign on me, and threatened to leak non-sexual. In this case, I feel like it's important to recognize that, because these people have had to deal with him leaking sexual video footage or audio footage, but then he threatened to leak non-consensual, illegal recordings of me. We had a conversation, and he recorded it in California, which is a two-party consent state, which you cannot record people without their consent, and then threatened to leak that. And I thought that the audio recording was of a different nature, and I was super scared. I was terrified. That was me thinking it was something else. Like in California, yes. And since that moment, I basically didn't talk about him at all, because, like I said, he is a black hole. He's a cynical piece of shit black hole whose only goal is to sexually abuse women. A lot of women like Pixie, or like Cherry, or like any of the women that he surrounds himself with. And I am very happy to see that there is finally someone who is a perfect victim, who is brave enough to come out. Does he just record everyone around him? Yes. Yes.
I keep seeing people signal boost Denims as the fourth girl accusing Destiny or something, but her clip is about leaked recordings of a non-sexual nature. Don't pretend that's the same thing, and put that next to sexual stuff. It just dilutes the actual issue. It establishes a modus operandi of secret recordings and is highly relevant. While it doesn't rise to the level of a non-consensual sexual recording or revenge, it's still a related crime. By this logic, if someone like Hasan or XQC got accused of, we should bring up the fact that they've freebooted other people's content without permission. BC, it shows how they don't care about consent. This sweeping for Denims is reaching Dark Viper AU levels of stupidity. No, those would be wildly irrelevant distractions with little probative value. This establishes a pattern of behavior where Destiny covertly records people for his own advantage. But what said advantage is incredibly important. Destiny recording to potentially protect himself from someone who is known to be incredibly dishonest, like Denims, versus Destiny recording for his own sexual pleasure to send to others for his own gain are two very different things.
In its next clip, another clip of PirateSoftware gets shared on LSF, clip from a YouTuber that PirateSoftware lies about his puzzle in Mr. Robot's show.
Thinking Mr. Robot was running an ARG, and I stopped watching the show as a result. And they never took it down. Absolute dog. Alright, so...
Alright. So, after I saw the first video, I had already done the research and found out that basically everything that is claimed here is incorrect. So, first claim. He gets into it and he says, "Yeah, I didn't like it because they took some puzzles I resolved at DEF CON from a write-up I did." Is this true? No. So Potato Hat Security, which is, I believe, this was a team that is run by Thor mainly, that went to DEF CON 22, which is where this puzzle was, and solved it. And for background, so in episode 9, I believe, of Mr. Robot Season 2, they basically took this first step out of the 6, I think, steps in this badge challenge, this hacking thing. They took pretty much the entire first step, word from word, from the DEF CON pamphlet.
Jarvis, dig up another PirateSoftware clip. So from what I can figure out, the gist of the drama here is that Pirate claims that the solution to the puzzle was only ever published by his team, when in reality, several other teams have also published the same solution. On top of that, people high up at DEF CON were working with the showrunners directly, so it's quite reasonable to assume they simply flat out told them the solution. So the whole "they took my solution" narrative seems rather unlikely. Now that's the low-stakes drama I'm here for. To add, he claimed his write-up went viral in the hacker community, but his Tumblr write-up he linked to only has 200 notes. He also claims it's dog because they leaked the puzzle maker's personal phone number, which is laughable because A, the puzzle maker is pretty prolific in the hacker community, and there's absolutely no way he'd put his actual personal phone number in a publicly available puzzle. And B, said puzzle maker calls it the Mr. Robot number, and was hired as a consultant for Mr. Robot. So Pirate is getting extra mad at the show for a reason. He's entirely made up, LOL.
As fans say that so many people in OnlyFans turn off the add-on and use it I hate as he's planning on exposing them all.
I got an OnlyFans, but I was like buying a bunch of random shit off the auction house and getting free gold from other people, but I was like,
it's okay, they all are.
It's all good, you know?
Dude, the amount of people that turn off the add-on and do that and don't tell anybody is insane.
I don't play with any add-ons.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, raw.
Oh, dude,
Next
it's
question.
crazy, dude.
You think that many people are breaking the rules?
Oh, I don't even, dude, there's a second Discord.
For cheaters?
Yeah.
Wait,
Are
really?
you part of this Discord?
No, I'm a.
Can I get invited?
No,
Are you a spy?
I'm a spy.
Okay.
And here's the crazy part. Wait till raid day. The expose is coming, and you guys know who you are.
Hay's got to be farming. No way Soda wouldn't find out. He jokes trolls so much that it becomes annoying. There's almost no contrast between normal conversation and a joke. It seems like it would be super obvious if a streamer you're watching used the AH, given that like 95% of their playtime is while streaming. I guess if they're like a 15-viewer streamer, then yeah, I could see how they could get away with it then. There's only really a few things you would want. A Bowie piece of gear, hard to obtain mats for BIS crafted gear, or recipes. It would be a gigantic red flag if someone's just like, yeah, I farmed 25 Devil Saw leather off stream last night. Or OMG Kroll's blade just dropped when I was playing for 30 minutes off stream and I just happened to be a sword rogue. Or something LOL. Soda said something along the lines of people being required to record while they're playing offline, right? I know Zaryu, for instance, just got a really big Bowie sword drop from a rare mob while playing offline, which would have been extremely sus if he didn't record the whole thing and eventually make a YouTube vid.
Will gets cooked by Japan's most famous stylish.
How come every time I have him take photos of me, I feel like they're not good?
Then don't have him take photos.
Oh.
Literally, when you're here, use people on the street. The young people are so good at taking photos. So, and probably, I don't know, you're Will, right?
I'm Will.
He's
I
Will.
I don't know Will, but maybe he doesn't have the aesthetic sense to see the whole picture. So when you tell him to take a photo of you,
I lost it when she told Hasan it would be good if sometimes he could just shut up. Yappa be yapping too much. It cuts so much deeper, because there's zero punchline, it's just her being real lol. Quick Google finds me Ayajian style coach on Instagram. Don't know anything about her though to answer your question. Everything about her profile screams bullshit, nepo baby, trust fund, socialite bullshit, where she talks the talk and basically screws around doing her work and entrepreneurship stuff, which isn't really particularly successful. I lived in Tokyo for a long time and came across plenty of people like this. There's a shitton of rich people around, and often with relatively tight social networks among the international crowd. Lots of people can't be satisfied with just being rich. They also have to mimic the aesthetics of self-made people so that they can give plausible deniability to not being wastrels. I tended to find these people utterly insufferable. Might be she does leverage her social networks to do style coaching with some people who will gladly write blank checks, because when you're rich enough you don't think twice about paying someone 10,000 plus USD or the like, lulling this out of my BTW, to essentially hang out and chat, but I doubt she has much objectively good advice to give.